Time to wake up, world. The time has come. This is God's channel. God, the great omnipresent designer. His holy channel, and I'm his prophet Jacob. Here again in the last days. I'm here to share some visions and dreams that the Lord has given me that shook me to my core. Today is December 11th. And Michael Landon, aka Batman, has a message. 17. Has a message before I get into, I'm gonna basically, it's gonna be part 2 of Archangel Michael plus prophetic dream that I just had, December 11th, 2018. Like I said, shook me to my core, and oh man, it seems so real. So Michael and Batman wanted to say that he is going to be bringing this world to an end. Is that right?
Right.
Okay.
And don't forget about SWAT. SWAT 17.
Okay. SWAT 17. Cool. Okay. Alright, so some of the warnings that Archangel Michael gave me and has given me throughout the years as he's remained in contact with me in person sometimes in another form, but still Michael. The main ones is that, we're here. We're at the last days. That was one of the main things that he made clear in my consciousness, that we are in the last days and the time was going to be short. Then me and many of God's children would be lifted up from the moment of final destruction. We'll be saved from the final moment of destruction. And some years later, after the many weeks I spent with him, and for a year after following that, a couple phone calls, he helped restore my marriage. He helped prophesy about my son coming, about me having a son. I only have one 5-year-old son now. And just a second, I'm going to collect myself real quick. And it came back to me later on as a hitchhiker. And he always gives me a hint or lets me know that it's him. There's ways that he does that. I'm not going to go into that right now. And he told me that basically, here's the message. We got from last year, we have 4 to 7 years until that final destruction comes. But we'll be lifted up, saved. God's Spirit, he will put a mark on his people to protect them from the great coming calamities. And Michael said that everyone else will be baptized by fire. So I've had a few prophetic dreams over the years. One, Mount Hood, a mountain here in Oregon, will bow into the sea. Another dream, it was very real. There were ocean waves crashing over the mountaintops, lava and fire shooting out of the ground, tornadoes, everything. Everything was coming down around me. Coming down, it was coming to destroy us. And I had my son in my arms. And at that final moment, angels started swooping down and picking people up out of this great chaos and calamity that started basically surrounding me, where I had no escape except God. And okay, so those are some of the things that Michael revealed to me, some of the visions that God's given me. Because of the dream I had today, this is why I'm making the video now and sharing these things now. I haven't been ready, to be honest, till this point, but I feel that it has to be shared now. I don't know how much longer we have left, before people need to start waking up, because calamities and judgment is right around the corner. It's here. It's now. It's coming now. So, quickly, I'll share my dream, and I'm going to get off so I can get this up on YouTube and get it out to the world. Share with as many people as you can. So, my dream. So, in my dream, I was at my place, at my home, and I saw God gave me a vision in the dream. Inside the dream, He gave me a vision, and in that vision, I saw I saw an earthquake happening and a great wave. Giant. I mean, just the ocean was coming over the mountains, the coastal mountains in Oregon and Washington. It's where I was at. The Pacific, Northwest, and the Cascadia Fault subduction zone. And it was so much more massive and mighty than anyone could have imagined or predicted. It was God's wrath, right before my eyes. And then in the dream, I woke up. I woke up in the dream. And I was still dreaming, and it seemed very real. And I had to warn I believe was my friend Roosevelt and his family, and we started getting everything ready. I told him about it. We didn't think it was going to happen the next day after this vision I had. This is a dream. So God gave me a vision, and then He continued to dream by letting me go through the vision He'd given me, by experiencing a little bit of that. And so we had everything ready, and we had to go and warn people, I guess, on the coast or near there until we had the van. He had his rig. We had go bags and everything with us and ready. And then it hit. It hit before I thought it would. It hit before we expected it. My wife, them, I've had these dreams before. They didn't think it was going to happen so fast. They didn't think it was going to happen right on the spot the next day from the vision I was given, and it did. And it was a terrible sight, because I knew people were just being destroyed and mangled and being washed away. And while I don't wish that, I know the world's gone wicked. I know we live in the beast system. I know Lucifer's controlling a lot of the leaders of the world and the systems of the world. People are denying God and proclaiming, only the medical establishment. We're manipulating God's beautiful nature's food system, and filling children up with industrial chemicals in these vaccines and aborted fetal tissue. And they claim, they're asking us to denounce Jesus. That's not who's responsible for your life. We got to save your life. We have overpopulation going, but you got to try to hold on to your life. And it says, don't try to hold on to your life. And that's what they ask us to do. By taking their vaccines, by taking their bullshit. God put us here. God put us here. It's up to Him to take us. And He will when He wants to. A lot of people who are getting their vaccines, they're dying anyway. They're dying from the diseases they're vaccinated against. There's no hardcore evidence that those things work to prevent any of that. So we're straying from God. We're, as a society, as a nation, we're putting walls between our neighbors instead of seeking how we can help them. We're barricading ourselves from them. In every way, we're leaning toward fear and rejection of God, of His plan. Just the idols that people worship that are satanic and in nature. And, you can see this is the beast system that we live in. Babylon, America is where we are. She is the daughter, the mystery Babylon of Revelation, and she is facing God's wrath. There's no doubt in my mind about this now. So, in the dream, as this great wave is coming up over, we have to leave everything behind and start running up the mountain. And so we start running. I grab my family, and it's like sucks to have to leave that stuff behind, but it's like doesn't matter. Gone. Just get it away. We had no way of using our van or vehicles to get away. So we had to leave and ditch everything and just pick up what was important and close and dear and near to us. I grabbed my son, made sure my dog was with us. For whatever reason, my bunny was in the dream, so hopefully we're not taking him to the coast to warn people about what's about to happen. But anyway, God had to show me. He had to show me what's coming, and this wave was so. I mean, it was frightening, the size and magnitude, and we just fled for our lives. We ended up running upstairs, going up this mountain, up these coastal mountains, trying to find a way. I accepted that if God wanted to take us, it'd be okay, and it would be our time. But I just prayed to God, like, help us find a way out, and He did. And as we ran, we were all in shock. I was in shock, and when I usually realize I'm dreaming, it was so real. It was so real, just like I was there. It was almost like I was living the movie. I've been trying to reassure my wife. I was like, just remember, this is this is God's movie. This is God's cinema. It's His dream. We're the witness here for Him in it, and we have to try to stay as the witness so that we're not overtaken by the fright and fear of these scenes and sights that we're seeing. But other than that, it seemed so real, and we were all so shocked that it happened the next day from my vision in the dream. It was it was so real. And we got up to the other side of the mountain, and everyone seemed to be trying to normalize things, but I told them, no, we have to get even further away. There's another wave coming. And I just felt this deep urge to just get everyone, just flee to the mountains, get as far away as you can from these great waves that are coming. And so, that's what our plan was. We just kept going, we were just going to get ready to prepare for Armageddon, preparing for God, the day of the wrath of the Lord Almighty, the one who is in all things, in all time and space, one who stretches beyond this universe, far out into many, 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 many others. Is infinite, never ends, never ceases. He's not a tiny, finite man in the sky. He is the infinite God of this universe. He is the presence that you see pour through my eyes into your consciousness if you feel it. And so this is your warning, people. Especially if you're in the Northwest, watch out for these signs that I've spoken, that the Lord has given me in vision and dream. And let's prepare. Get ready. Get yourselves right spiritually more than anything, but get yourselves physically prepared too. There's nothing wrong with having some provisions. Many great shakings are going to be coming. You got to be ready to be as comfortable as you can through it, so you can be in prayer, praying for all those lost souls who are facing judgment and torment, hoping that if there's any last moment of hope for any of them, that they have a chance to come back. Yes, yes, you have to build and find and discover that relationship with God inside yourself, which is what Jesus came here for, to remind us all that God is a part of each of us, and we have to hold that very dear and near to us. And if we do, and we walk in that light, we can do great things in this world. For years, I've casted out demons. I've helped the blind to see, the spiritually blind. I've healed the sick. And I don't go on talking about all these things and bragging about them. I don't put it out there, except for now, when the time has come and the message needs to be sent, that we don't have much time left, and so we got to all get right. God is wonderful, but He will make this perish, and the people who aren't coming with us to that eternal realm, the kingdom of God's glory, that perfect reality for His children to inherit. Just be ready. The time has come. This is my part 2. I will do a part 3 on Michael if it's applicable. But this is kind of a mix of bringing all of it together, culminating with this dream that I had today. I actually woke up. I needed some extra sleep because I was up late, so I took a nap, and during the nap time, that's when I had this very, very, very vivid, very real dream that it's more real than I've ever experienced. All right, my friends, may Saint Michael the Archangel be with you, and you with him. May you get to know. But anyway, so I don't know if December 12th something major is going to happen, but I'm sending the message out now anyway. It's all on God's timing. I don't claim to know everything. I just know what God has shown me, what I've experienced, and He has taught me the ways of life. And now I'm going to finish with a quick scripture that I opened to last night. Okay. All right, here we go. So Acts chapter 2, verse 17. 2:17 is actually my birthday. In the last days it will be, God declares, that I will pour out my Spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and daughters shall prophesy. Your young men shall see visions, and your old men shall see dreams. I'm a young man, but an old soul, so I get both. Even upon my slaves, both men and women, in those days I will pour out my Spirit, and they shall prophesy. And I will show portents in the heavens above, and signs on the earth below, blood, fire, and smoky mist. The sun shall be turned to darkness, and the moon to blood, before the coming of the Lord's great and glorious day. Then everyone who calls on the name of the Lord shall be saved. And now chapter 2, verse 25. David says concerning him, I saw the Lord always before me, for he is at my right hand, so that I will not be shaken. Therefore my heart was glad, and my tongue rejoiced. Moreover, my flesh will live in hope, for you will not abandon my soul to Hades, or let your Holy One experience corruption. You have made known to me the ways of life, and you will make me full of gladness with your presence. So that's it. I always want to make these videos a lot shorter because I know there's a better chance that people are going to actually take the time to sit and watch it and listen. But God knows who I am, and that's not so important as the message. But for those of you lucky enough, you're staring into the face of the great soul that was and is Israel, Jacob, the prophet, the son of Isaac, the grandson of Abraham. And God is my Father. He is the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He put us here to transform human beings back into His image as we were in the garden, to start rapturing His people. The rapture's been ongoing. It's not just a one swoop all event. It's been ongoing. You're being raptured now if you're watching this. You're being raptured into His light, His embrace, and His love, and that's the only thing that's real. The rest of it's a passing dream. It's a passing mist, like ashes. It'll all vanish. But what I tell you, and what God has told us for thousands of years and for a very long time, will not perish or vanish, because He has created a beautiful, beautiful paradise for us all, which is like the true reality. This is like His drama movie, His play, where we test our faith in each other and get to see what we're really made of. But the time has come for us to go home. So come on now with me, people. Come on out. Come on out of her. flee Babylon, that you not become a victim of her plagues, and prepare yourselves. The churches especially. Get away from those Hollywood churches. Get away from those false prophets. Get away from churches who do not serve Christ, who aren't serving the poor, who aren't bringing the light out into the world in darkness, to shine forth Christ's light through their love and example. There are some churches that do, but too many are not, and they will also face God's judgment, and the day has come. Get yourselves ready. May God be with you all, and may you know him and have peace. Like I said, third Archangel Michael video may come, and it may not, but at least I'll get this one out today.